بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم. حلقة جديدة النهارده معاكم نادر نور الدين ذا بايو. النهارده قبل أي حاجة سيب كل اللي في إيدك ورقة وقلم كده واكتب ورايا The Life Cycle of Plasmodium Malaria Disease، ويلا نشوف مع بعض الفيديو. The life cycle of malaria, human host. The infection of malaria disease occurs when the female of Anopheles mosquito bites human skin. Why female? Because the female only has piercing mouth parts while male feeds on flowers nectar. Female should feed her fertilized eggs with human blood. So it inserts its mouth inside his skin, his blood capillary, pouring her saliva that have the infective stage of malaria, the sporozoite. Sporozoite moves with blood towards its main target, the liver. Within a minute, malaria parasite reaches liver cells and starts the first stage of reproduction, asexual reproduction. Inside the hepatic cells, the sporozoite reproduces asexually by a process called schizogony. Schizogony is a type of asexual reproduction in which the nucleus divides mitotically to produce many nuclei inside the membrane of one cell. After a time, each nucleus surrounds itself with a little cytoplasm and a membrane to form a new stage, which is called the merozoite. But you should know that before any stage of reproduction, the parasite spends a time which is called incubation period. During that time, the parasite still inactive and there are no symptoms appear on the patient. Within 7 days, merozoites are released, looking for the second target of the human body, which is the red blood cells. With the human bloodstream, merozoites migrate towards its target, penetrating the red blood cell, inside which it can be hidden for the human immune system. Inside the red blood cells, merozoites reproduce asexually several cycles to produce new huge numbers of merozoites. Within a short time, many red blood cells are infected with merozoites. After that, each red blood cell bursts, releasing new merozoites to repeat the infection of human blood. You should notice that malaria parasite, which is called myrizoid, is released every 2 days from each red blood cell. At the time, myrizoids releasing poison substances which causes the appearance of malaria symptoms, which are fever, heat, chill, and sweating. And the patient, if he wasn't treated carefully, he will suffer from severe anemia, which may cause his death. Now, the second part inside the mosquito's body. The pregnant female, which has fertilized eggs in her body, when that healthy female bites a patient of malaria, it takes many red blood cells inside her body stomach. Many of these red blood cells contain myrizoids. Returning back to the human bloodstream, the sexual stage. Some red blood cells contain, the cells will be gametes, which are called gametocytes. All of these cells are haploid. One of them matures to the female gamete, and the other one matures to the male one. But the male gamete delays for a short time after the female one. When the male sperm penetrates and fuses the female gamete, the diploid stage starts, which is called the zygote. After time, zygote, it changes to the moving stage, which is called the ookinete. All of these stages are formed inside the mosquito's stomach. Ookinete moves towards the wall of the stomach, inside which it changes to the oocyst. Before that, it divides meiotically to return back to the haploid stage. Inside each oocyst, the second stage of asexual reproduction occurs by sporogony to form sporozoites again that migrate to the salivary glands of mosquito, which now is ready to transfer the infection for a new victim with malaria disease. That's all. دلوقتي اتمنى يكون الفيديو عجبكم. في بقى بعض الملاحظات مهمه قوي عن اللايف سايكل اوف بلازموديوم. As we know that Plasmodium of malaria is a type of organisms which reproduce sexually and asexually in a phenomenon called alternation of generation. لو جالي سؤال زي ده give reason، يبقى هو طالب مني يحدد لي ايه هي انواع الريبرودكشن ده sexual and asexual وفين بالظبط. من الفيديو اللي فات قدرنا نشوف حالتين للاسexual reproduction. الاولاني تشايزوجني اللي هو معناه النيوكليس ديفايد ميتوتيكلي to perform many nuclei to produce merozoites. The second type is sporogony, which occurs inside oocyst to produce haploid sporozoid. While the sexual stage is very narrow here in the life cycle, which includes just 2 stages. Gametocytes, it changes into haploid gametes to produce diploid zygote. It changes into ookinete, the moving stage. So the diploid stages in the life cycle are just 2, zygote and the ookinete, the moving stage. To explain briefly the life cycle, we have about 8 to 9 stages. All of them are haploid and just 2 are diploid. The first one, sporozoid. Then merozoite 1 resulted inside the liver cells. Merozoite 2 resulted inside the red blood cells. Gametocyte, which can change into gametes inside the stomach of mosquito. Then gametes, zygote, ookinete, and the last 2 stages, haploid oocyst, inside which sporozoites are produced again. You should notice that during that life cycle, there are 2 infective stages. The first one is sporozoite, which is the infective stage to men. The second one, the gametocyte, which is the infective stage to mosquito. So, the life cycle of Plasmodium represents an example of alternation of generation in order to obtain the advantages of both types of reproduction, sexual and asexual. في بقى بعض المعلومات عايزين نقولها عن مرض الملاريا عشان نعرف مدى خطورة المرض ده وليه احنا درسناه السنة دي. في أكتر من 200 مليون شخص مصاب بمرض الملاريا ما بين سنة 2010 لحد سنة 2015، منهم أكتر من 400,000 شخص توفى إثر المرض ده. وده يظهر مدى الاهتمام العالمي بالمرض الملاريا والمحاولة للقضاء عليه بطرق عدة. غير كده المرض ده أكثر انتشارا في المناطق الدافئة اللي هي المناطق الاستوائية، حيث يمكن انتشار البعوض اللي هو الأنوفيليز موسكيتو اللي هي الفيميل. عشان كده معظم سكان أفريقيا هم أكثر ناس عرضة للإصابة بالمرض ده. دي كانت حلقتنا النهارده وده كان درسنا. أتمنى تضيفوا لنا كومنت أو معلومة أو سؤال أو اقتراح، ويا رب نكون نلنا إعجابكم النهارده. كان معكم نادر نور الدين. ما تنسوش سبسكرايب اند شير. سلام.